day. Welcome to Nation Voice Tower. My name is Angelo. I'm your anchor as usual. Now, I want to really give us some sort of information that we have not really heard about, and it's happening. This is to tell you that this particular piece of information is a top secret in the government of Nigeria or inside Aso Rock. Yes, so you will pay attention because this has to involve Nigeria and other countries, or another country. So you would know that there are lots of secret files that concern Nigeria, concern governance, and concern our political stability that the government or those in Aso Rock are not sharing with us, or sharing with the general public, or even sharing with the parastatals involved. So I would like you to really pay attention because this will blow your mind. All right. Now we have been in ties with India for a very long time. In fact, news reaching us some months ago, said India was willing to join hands and help Nigeria fight insecurity. All right. But right now there is a disturbing secret file or secret information that would actually give us a cause to worry. Let me get from my source. I consulted two sources, and all hands were pointing at the fact that this particular piece of information is indeed very, very true. So if you're doubting, you could as well go online and check up, and you know what I'm saying. Now, I told you that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinibu is filled with fraudulent people, and I don't know, people that have questionable character and so on, and lots of people were doubting. Now, India has threatened to sever or to cut ties with Nigeria because of the fact that Nigeria has been keeping or has been housing or has been serving as shelter or has been giving comfort to two brothers that are allegedly running from the Indian government due to a fraud case involving over $1.7 billion. So listen, you know that we are down for serious business. From my source, the Indian government has threatened to break ties with Nigeria over the refusal of the government of Buhari then and now Bola Tinibu to honor her request to extradite two brothers, namely Nitin and Chetan Sandesera, who absconded India after defrauding public banks of more than $1.7 billion. Both brothers are now into big oil businesses in Nigeria and are flourishing and doing well. Former Attorney General Abubakar Malami had, after receiving millions of dollars from these boys or from these men in kickbacks from the Indian crooks, of course, rejected Indian government's letter demanding the extradition of the two fugitives. The Tinubu's government is also towing the same line as the government of President Muhammadu Buhari after the Indian fugitives donated millions of dollars to Ahmed Tinubu's campaign, who is now the president. This has irked the Indian government to now consider breaking ties with Nigeria. Now, this is very disturbing because in as much as we are trying to make peace with all neighboring nations and those far away from us, we are also trying to make sure that we don't enter or go into enmity of any sort, whether politically, economically, or thereabouts, with any of the world powers. Even though India is one country to contend with, but you can't actually, with clear hands and with your rationale, go into enmity with India, because these people have over time come into Nigeria to, you know, to not only to educate, not only to skyrocket the educational sector right from the early 80s, but these people have thrown lots of economic assistance to this country, which is not supposed to be severed at this time, at this point in time. So if you ask me, I will say, and I would urge, and I would call out the Bola Tinubu government to please do what is needful and, you know, give permission for the extradition of these two brothers, namely Nitin Sandesera and Chetan Sandesera. These two people are running away from the Indian government for defrauding the Indian government of over $1.7 billion and these people are in Nigeria flourishing. Yes, news has it everywhere that these two brothers are in Nigeria flourishing. So what then are we going to do to serve as shelter to fraudulent human beings when we ourselves are trying to fight the fraudulent leadership that is on the economy and in the government of Nigeria. Let us say this particular information should go straight to Bola Tinibu and his administration. Okay, we have Omoyole Sowore next on the updates, and the same Omoyole Sowore, the controversial politician, the presidential candidate of the Action Alliance Congress, AAC, in the last general elections. Now, he has come out to speak of Reno Omokri. If you know Reno Omokri so well, and if you're conversant with Nigerian politics, you will understand that Reno Omokri was part of the formal government of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. He was Ebele Jonathan's personal assistant, and over time he has pitched his tent with the PDP because he's a partisan. He is actually a believer and an advocate of the fact that Atiku Abubakar will become president someday. Now, over time, Reno Omokri has been called out both online and offline and on air for controversial reasons. Now, he has jumped into a particular boat with the same Omoyole Sowore. Now, to say about this particular issue, Omoyole Sowore called him out, alleging that Reno Omokri is an identity thief, and he gave reference to Reno Omokri's mom. This allegation is so vast, especially at this point in time. I think without much ado, I have a brief cutaway from an interview on Sahara Reports, where Omoyole Sowore had to let the secret known to Nigerians. But there is more to this, don't you think so? So I'll let you watch this interview so you'll understand the reason why Sowore called Reno Omokri an identity thief. Stay tuned. More details after the break.
I met the mother. I interviewed her. I put it out. That's the evidence. And the woman said, yes, Reno Omokri is an identity thief. When Reno Omokri sent soldiers to the mother's house to eject somebody from their house in Warri or so, I got the information, I put it out on Sahara Report. In fact, it led to him being fired by Jonathan, because most people did not know that Reno Omokri did not complete his tenure with Jonathan. Jonathan fired him towards the election because of a lot of criminal activities he was engaging in. Reno Omokri claims to be an Amazon bestseller. Can you just find out how many books he's selling? What's the name of the book? So I'm not personalizing it. I'm just telling you that I am an evidence-based person. If you say so, look, there's no need engaging in emotional conversations. But you know, all the political leaders in this country have their own supporters. Even if you look today, there are people who still support Abacha.
Alright, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Nation Voice Tower, your most preferred channel. Now, to give a very quick analysis on this, let me say precisely that Reno Omokri, although a controversial being over time as regards Nigerian politics, Omoyole Sowore is another controversial person. So to juxtapose these two personalities is not really easy, but there should be some truth compared to what Omoyole Sowore is saying, because from what we're hearing from that interview, I think Reno Omokri should be called out, because he has lots of questions to answer as regards his identity. Because if what Omoyole Sowore is anything to go by, we are bound to believe this. But in a general perspective, I would love to say that this time around, this is August, September, we are trying to brace ourselves for the judgment of the tribunal come sometime in September. Now, in another development, we have the Niger Republic on a general coup by the military junta in Niger Republic. In another development, we have Gabon in a recent coup where President Omar Bongo was ousted out of government, you know. So lots of occurrences surrounding Nigeria, because the president of Nigeria right now is the chairman of ECOWAS. So he has lots of things on his shoulders, in as much as he is illegitimate to the authenticity of Nigeria, but we don't have to wipe away the fact that he has to face the tribunal, and then he has to face the music as regards his ECOWAS duties. So I would suggest that we stop hitting the polity by making statements that are less confirmable. This is going directly to Omoyole Sowore. Now finally, I would love to go straight to Cross River State. Chaos has been unleashed because I told you that the government and administration of Bola Tinibu is actually filled with lots of people with questionable character and dignity and background, to be very precise. Chaos has been unleashed faraway Cross River, where Cross Riverians took to the streets to protest Bola Ahmed Tinubu's appointment of one Mr. Asu Okang, a member of the People's Democratic Party, as the commissioner representing Cross River State on the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. Now, for the public to come out and really protest about a particular appointment, that means there is something they know that the appointers don't know about the appointee. All right, that means there is something questionable about whoever was appointed. Perhaps there are lots of people in Cross River State that merit that particular position other than Mr. Asu Okang. To make matters very, very simple, I will avail that video so you would watch and understand why these Cross Riverians, women especially, why they took to the streets to protest against the appointment of Mr. Asu Okang. Stay tuned.
Okay. We are here because we want to send a message to the party that injustice is not good. It looks as if it's the season for Cross River to receive, and we will not keep quiet. So if it means we have to protest every day, we are ready to do the right thing. We, the Cross River people, have been speaking since yesterday from the states and now in the national as well, that there should not repeat injustice to Cross River. The NDDC slot given to one of our brother. It's not a bad idea, but for us, we believe in reward system. Who works should be who to eat. Somebody who fought against a system should not be the first person benefiting from the system. So at least even if they say it's a unity government, let the people that work first start getting the reward. We are rejecting the slot of Cross River for NDDC. We are rejecting it 110%. That's why we are here. We're going to continue this protest till the right thing is done. Whoever has worked should be the person to benefit. We are rejecting, and there are so many APC stewards that are qualified, even more qualified, to do that work, to go and represent us in NDDC. Those people should be carried along. Those people should be appointed, not somebody from another party, not somebody that fought us. I mean, it's a unity government, but let us not start by causing more problem within ourselves. So we are rejecting the NDDC slot for Cross River. There are so many people in Cross River.
Alright, in as much as it sounds funny, but not all that funny, because these people know the reasons why they are protesting. If you're from the south or from the southeast, from the south to be precise, from the Niger Delta region, you will know that the national cake and the oil money is of importance to everybody that is inhabited in the south, especially bona fide citizens and inhabitants of the south states. So, appointing somebody with questionable character in such a very, very sensitive ministry is questionable. Hence, the reason why all Cross Riverians, especially women, have come out on the streets to call out Bola Ahmed Tinibu to quickly reverse this appointment of Mr. Asu Okang. I think we will follow up this news over time and make you get updated so that you will be armed with first-hand information. Don't you think that's right? That's wonderful for you. So, before I call it quits here, I would love to tell our viewers, please like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section, because we need these comments to improve. And then finally, if you're watching me for the first time, please do well to tap the notification button and the subscribe button so that you will always be linked with me anytime I'm on air. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.